Good morning. It is day 154 on the Pacific Crest Trail, and I'm back on trail at Chinook Pass. We managed to get a hitch successfully. It went very smoothly, very serendipitous actually. We're just outside of the gas station chatting about stuff, and someone came up and offered us a lift. They were already giving someone else to Chinook Pass a lift. Yeah, we got here. It's tough decisions. Very close to just hitching straight ahead to Snoqualmie and skipping entirely, because this is the view at the moment. Can't really see anything, but my hope is this is the worst it's going to be. This is like right in line with the fire, and yeah, it's as close as we're going to be to it. We're going to go up and over some ridges. We're going to keep heading north, getting further away from it. Hopefully it doesn't spike again like it did yesterday. It'll be okay. But yeah, so Scales and I are going, and if it gets worse, we can turn back if we need to. If we do, so there's a very loud road with some very large cars. But yeah, if we need to turn around, we can, to try and hitch up to Snoqualmie. But we're going to give it a go because we're here for one time. It'll be really difficult to try and arrange coming back at the end of trail. We don't want to skip 100 miles. It's just a lot, so it's tough. We're going to be breathing in a fair bit of smoke, it looks like, but it's not black smoke. I think we'll be okay, especially once we get past the worst of it. And yeah, so yeah, tough decisions. Birdsong is skipping ahead to Snoqualmie. We will see how things go, and I'll catch up in a bit.
Hello again. The day ended a fair bit more positively than it started. Technically it started at about 12:30 at night when I discovered, or I struggled to sleep because it was windy and all my stuff was getting wet, and there was light from a building and it was just loud. But yeah, I woke up and could see lightning in the distance, so I got a little bit worried, and so set my tent up in the middle of the night. And I think it was a good idea because I woke up and my quilt had mostly dried out. I was able to dry it out more in the morning, which was good. And yeah, so we woke up, no smoke. It seemed like it was fine. But yeah, skipping to Chinook Pass was definitely the right move. Later in the day, past someone who let us know that they have actually, or the PCT has closed the pass, that whole section. So from White Pass to Chinook Pass, like where we started from versus where we skipped to. So yeah, it was going to be closed. The fire, I think, is still growing, although last I checked it hadn't grown since yesterday. But yeah, just really smoky. Because yeah, we got to the pass and it was way worse than we thought. And like I said, we had been debating whether to go, but all the other hikers that were around there were hiking on, and it's created a fun little fire bubble of everyone who kind of skipped ahead, running into those who walked through. But it was definitely the right thing to do for me and for Scales anyway. Like, luckily, the further away we got, I think within about 5 miles away from where we started, it wasn't too bad. And by the end of the day, it was kind of back to normal levels, really. Like, you can't really notice it, can't smell it anymore. It was definitely intense to begin with. Like, you could smell it, you could see it. Like, things were quite hazy fairly close. Like, the visibility wasn't that bad close up, but you were aware of the smoke. And but yeah, it wasn't as bad as standing next to a bonfire, and it got better pretty quickly. So I'm not worried about it, as long as there aren't any more fires. Hopefully that's it. But yeah, I forgot to mention as well, we got Trail Magic at Chinook Pass. Extra good reason for being there. Someone's parents came along. I think they're just keeping them company, kind of supporting them along the way. And we got some pizza and delicious blueberry pie, I think, of some kind. So very tasty. And yeah, so hiking along, so many good views. Again, really glad we didn't skip because the views would have been amazing. They were still pretty good. The first half of the day was kind of spent just being sad that we couldn't see the full view. But like I say, it cleared up as we got further away and the views did get better until probably the last 10 miles of the day. We did about 20 or 19, 20 in the end. But yeah, the last 10 miles of the day were in a burn zone. So quite exposed, lots of just dead trees everywhere. So one depressing thing for another, but at least we could see some of the views, I guess. But yeah, we've ended the day in a forest. So it's quite nice. Lots of lush greenery all around. The day did kind of drag on a bit. I don't know if it's because we had a late start, or I did not really listen to anything like audiobooks or whatever until probably the last 2-3 hours, and that did help the day speed up. This time listening to a podcast about people stuck on K2. Lots of, well, it's Against the Odds is the name of the podcast, so lots of kind of just climbing or naturey accidents. Very topical, very reassuring in times like this. Fun stories of people in similar situations to me where it could go very wrong. All good fun content. On the whole, I think it was. I enjoyed today. Like I say, it was the right choice. A lot of the hiking itself, like we were going along ridges and up and over them, so with just going through or around big valleys where you can kind of see hills and mountains far in the distance. Well, you couldn't really because of the smoke, but that kind of hiking is some of my favourite, where you just constantly views changing all the time and you can see for a really long distance. Beautiful stuff. And like I say, I'm glad we did the hike, and it was a beautiful day overall. Bit sad to not have Birdsong, but now we've got an aim to catch up with her. Now she's, I think, 2 days ahead, probably, if she's going to hike out. So yeah, we'll see how far we go tomorrow, how we're feeling, what we get up to. But we're in a nice lush green forest, so hopefully that will continue. Who knows what the future holds? Hopefully more views, and maybe clearer ones of Rainier. We saw him again today, but very, very shrouded by smoke. Quite difficult to make him out at times. But looking forward to tomorrow. I'll see you there.